Hey Corey, thanks for opting in to the instructor video critique. I am guessing. Oh, looking at these three, I was thinking it was golf. Okay, I think they're house cleaning. These two cued me in. Okay, so this is fun. I like that you have your repeating element, and it's these three sparkly clean symbols. Those are really cool. I like those a lot. I'm not sure what this is. A mop or a broom? Trying to think if there's anything else it could be. Maybe, I think it's a mop. If I'm wrong, then we need to figure out a way, or either way, I think it would be good because I'm struggling. If I was just looking at this, don't think I would know what it was. Or a vacuum. It could be one of those old stick vacuums from like the 1980s that they used to use to clean all the church buildings, So, okay, so this one, I'm a little confused what it is, so we need to figure out some way to add some type of distinguishing features to it so it looks even clearer. This one, it doesn't have those three symbols on it, but it already has these three, so you're probably thinking it's too much to add in these additional clean elements when you already have these ones, which I think I'm with you on that. So that makes me wonder if you need this one or not, because it doesn't feel, I mean, it's the same colors, but it doesn't feel as much like the other three, because these are cleaning tools. Three of them are cleaning tools. One of them is the effect of the cleaning. And then this, I feel like it doesn't quite as much go along with it. Okay, so that's something to consider. I really like the shape of them. I think you're definitely going along the right track of having these be nice, clean fingers. This is a nice, clean line. It's flared out a little bit, but it's at a geometrically solid angle. It's not, bumpy or anything along those lines. So this is great. This, I'm wondering if it's one of those little sponges, perhaps. Because it's such a simple shape, you may consider adding a little bit of dimension to it somehow. But your other ones are flat. Well, this one might not be flat because this looks like it has some dimension to it. So see how you have the white here, this kind of white little shape? That makes me think that this is a three-dimensional object because the light is hitting it on this side and along the bottom here. So maybe you could add some kind of additional dimension to your sponge with that little white shape or something to let you know it's three-dimensional. I don't think you necessarily need to add it to the glove, but you could add it to the house, which would be kind of neat. And then I'm thinking about color. Okay, I actually like that they're all the same color. I think sometimes we get a little bit too complicated on the icons. You could do something neat and add in this shadow type. Maybe you do it in a lighter blue or in a gray. It's becoming more and more prevalent. Someone just did a design with cake, hence all these cake icons. Let me find a good example for you. Okay, so here's a good example. Since your icons themselves are so simple, it would look really neat to add kind of a gray shadow shape behind them. I think that would kind of give them a little bit of extra visual interest because they are pretty simple right now. But they're simple in a really good way, so I don't think we need to go add in a lot of extra components to them. This is the goal for an icon, that it looks recognizable, that it looks crisp and clean. I would just work on maybe making this one look a little bit more recognizable and potentially adding some extra element of dimension, figuring out exactly how to really convey what this is. Oh, maybe this is one of those stand-up dustbins, that you sweep into. I wonder if we could look at those. Okay, but first of all, so I maybe would add some cool shape in a light gray to the background. Oh, here's a really good example. Okay, I love these. And so this is kind of fun to do something like this. Or you could round the corners of your shapes. Like they could still stay white in the background, but they could be rounded white with a dark background for what you would turn in. That would kind of make them look really, a little bit of extra something. Okay, so let's see. Maybe we do cleaning. Let's see what we got. Oh. Okay, so these have a little bit more detail than yours. You probably want to avoid heading too much in that direction. Let's see if there's a broom. The challenge is finding something that's kind of simple, like what you're doing. You could do like a squeegee. That might look a little bit more recognizable. These are getting into car things. Let's see. Simple, simple. I think this looks a little bit too cartoony for what you're going for. Okay, so we want to find something that doesn't look cartoony. Like this definitely would not go, right? But it needs to, I bet you could take something like this and kind of smooth it out. Or maybe you keep your bubble idea. And maybe you have a pail and then the bubbles coming out of it or something. Okay. You could do like this, maybe. Something like this. Where you have a little bit more dimension, but you're still able to keep it mostly white. That would look a little bit more recognizable. So play around with that. There is another cool idea, is you could take your draft, you could take the design element, split it in half, and make the left side slightly darker, slightly lighter than the right side. That would add kind of a cool dimension to your shape as well. So those are some simple ideas for ways that you can push your design to the next level, but still having it feel and kind of respect the overall simplicity and the modern vibe that you've gotten started here, and that I don't really want to encourage you to go away from that. But that's a few strategies for maintaining the simplicity, but keeping adding just a little bit more visual interest. Let's see, I found some, it's a little bit harder when you're, okay, so here's the first thing I was talking about where you add that shape into the background. Okay, so take this bucket, for example. Yeah, this is a good example. Okay, see how you have a little bit darker on one side, a little bit lighter on the other? You could also play around with doing something like that. That would just add a little bit of extra pizzazz. Or if you decide you don't want to do that, maybe you could kind of design your other symbol around something like this, the vacuum / mop / broom. Okay, so hopefully that helps give you some ideas. You're definitely heading in the right direction, and I'm excited to see the changes you make between here and there, and off to a really good start. Okay, thanks, Corey.